If you're an HVAC technician and a call comes in, Grainger knows that you need a partner that helps you find the right product, fast and hassle-free. And you know that when the first problem of the day is a clanking blower motor, there's no need to break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product details, you're confident you'll soon have everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What is happening today? Octopy, are we feeling good? Wednesday evening. All right, it's a later show tonight, but we're going to get my guy, the Thigh Dog, in just a moment. We can talk about this injury list. And guess who's on the list yet again? All right, it's our guy, Dalton Kincaid. Now, I don't think I'm as worried for this designation as I would have been in the past, but we'll get my guy, the Thigh Dog, to talk on and give us the details on what's taking place. So we'll get into that in just a moment. So appreciate you guys tuning in. As you guys enter this room and you guys are joining us, smash that like for your boy, smash that like for my man, the Thigh Dog, when he does arrive, and then we can get into talking these injuries. So until I don't want to get too much into the injuries just yet, but let me bring something up a little bit though. I want to bring this up a little bit. So I feel like I've been thinking about this a couple times for a couple weeks now, because the Bills have been involved in this particular matter that I'm gonna touch on in just a little bit here. But I feel for these practice squad players, and because you're on the practice squad at a moment's notice. I mean, even when you're on the roster, but when you're a certified, 53, like you're locked in, right? You're locked in. But on the practice squad, at any moment, drop of a hat, your situation can change. Whether the team's letting you go and telling you go sit in the parking lot for a little bit, we're trying to massage this roster because something happened and so on and so forth. You're sitting on pins and needles because said player got hurt on the actual roster, so shoot, they're going to have to sign somebody, so that means they're going to shuffle this practice squad. And you feel for these guys because there's constant movement happening on this roster, and it doesn't stop. So it can't be easy because any moment's notice, somebody's going to call you and be like, yo, do you want to come on this squad? We need somebody to start right. We need somebody to come on the roster and be on the 53. Are you down? Right? So now do you leave a team that's been developing you this whole time just to go to a roster that could be your opportunity? Or do you say you just need to fill the roster and you're going to dump me, and now I'm going to be in a place where a place of uncertainty? I'd rather be somewhere where I can be developed and not go anywhere else. Because we've seen stories of players saying, nah, this team wanted to sign me, but I said, no, I'm not interested. And here we are right now. So I feel for these brothers, man. I feel for them because you got to uproot your family. Some of these guys probably have young families. You got to uproot your family. You just never know what's going to take place. It's tough, man. It's tough. So shout out to practice squad players, right? And that's why you love stories like Tyrell Shavers, hanging tight on the Bills squad until his opportunity came, and here we are. So, and the reason I'm bringing all this up is because the Bills had to put Matt Prater on ice. So guess what? We've got to now release someone off the practice squad in order to make room. Well, we just brought in Devonshire not too long ago, and it's like this guy just came in. It's like Grandpa Simpson walks in the door, hangs his hat on the coat rack. Oh, let me put my hat back on, get my jacket back, and walk back out. That's what it felt like for MJ Devonshire. And, we just signed kicker Mike Bagley. Bagley will be joining the Bills as our kicker this week. Well, I mean, for the next few weeks at least, until Mr. Matt Prater returns from his quad injury. I'm not sure. They say it could take 2, maybe 4 weeks, depending on how severe that quad injury is. So it's one of those situations where it's not ideal. You feel for these players that are in these scenarios. And what are you going to do? What you going to do about it? So Devonshire out, Bagley in. for those that are familiar or not familiar with Bagley, what you're looking at is a guy that's he's been in the game now a little bit. He's going into his 8th year as a kicker. Obviously, he signed to the practice squad yesterday, so the team had to make some movements. I was actually thinking if they don't sign a kicker, they're just going to place Ray Davis as the emergency kicker and just go for it on 4th down. Say, F it. I believe in this offense. We're just going to keep going. And part of me was like, I'm okay with that. Maybe we just we find ways to get ourselves into 3rd and shorts, so that way if we have to go for it on 4th, it won't be as harsh as a 3rd and 4th and long. But we don't have to do that anymore because Mike Bagley joined the squad. So what do we need to know about this guy? Right, 76 career games. He's 116 of 139. Hitting at 83.5% of his field goals. All right. And that's including playoffs. Played for the Colts and for the Lions in 2023. So he's been in the game for a little bit. He's been in the game. He's done some things. And, he's now on our squad. He's had, I think 16 points he scored versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, that earning him an NFC Teams Player of the Week. So he's had some good things happen to him. So welcome to the squad, Mr. Bagley. So we got ourselves a kicker. So we ain't got to worry about too much about that. And we'll go from there. So he joins our special team unit that has been doing some very good things with Ray Davis leading the way. And the unit's been blocking hard. So you got to give a big, huge shout out to our special teams unit, man. That is huge, man. By the way, speaking of special teams tied a team record for the team's largest comeback from 21 points. So that's what our special teams helped do. And this is according to the Buffalo's PR page. So it's not like I'm just kind of shooting these out. These guys already did the homework here. And that game marked the team's 4th time we won all time when trailing by 17 plus points at halftime. That's huge. All right. And also we became one of the 6 teams all time to reach 10 wins in 7 consecutive seasons. Isn't that crazy? 7 consecutive seasons making the playoffs. And when things aren't going great for the Bills, we're calling for head coach's neck. It's crazy. It's crazy because it's like, yo, how could we be calling for head coach's neck when he's got this team in contention every single year? Some might say, hey, man, that's the Josh Allen effect. Because you got Josh Allen. That's the only reason. Bro, we can't put everything on Josh Allen, man. You got 22 guys on the squad. You got a head coach. You got coaching staff. You know what I mean? So it's a collective thing. But, yo, big ups to McDermott and his crew for, you know what I mean, preparing this team and making us one of the best teams in the league right now. So I think the Bills have the 2nd best record behind, I believe, the Chiefs. And this is on the top of my head overall. Yo, big ups, man. Big ups to that. I love that. Love that. All right. Give me a second here. Let me just send my man a little message to let him know I'm here. And we'll go from there. So my man says, yo, still are Rico, Super Bowl or bust. It is honestly, it is Super Bowl or bust. At least that's how I feel too, because like it's time, man. You got to get it done because teams are only getting better in the AFC East. Teams are only getting better in the NFL. You see the parity this year. This year has been great, right? All this chatter. I mean, you heard me say it yesterday. All this chatter on Josh has got to do it. He's got to do it no matter what, no matter how. He's got the easiest path to win the Super Bowl. Let's calm down just a little bit with that chatter, right? And that chatter's been going on a lot. There's good teams. Like I said, there's parity in this league, right? Look at the Texans, man. The Texans, it's like we didn't have an answer for the Texans. When we played the Broncos the year before, if not for that awesome play from Josh to Ty Johnson, you know what I mean? Who knows how that game could have played out? That was a tough game. That was a really tough game. So there's some tough defenses that we're facing. Good coaches. Harbaugh and the Chargers. That's a well-coached team. So, yo, the parity's there. The Jaguars went from like a 4-5 win team last year to 10 wins already with a new head coach, refreshed Lawrence. Team is looking good. So it ain't a cakewalk. It ain't a walk in the park like people think because Burrow's not here. First of all, Burrow hasn't been here the last 3 years. So Burrow is not in this conversation. Lamar Jackson, obviously, he's fighting. His team is fighting to get back into the playoffs. And obviously, Pat Mahomes with unfortunate injury. But the Chiefs, aren't going to be, in the dance. But, yo, there's some good coaches in this conference that are ready to pounce and make their claim their stake. And I'm sure of it when you keep hearing all these analysts and content creators talk about this is the year the Bills should do because those 3 quarterbacks are gone. All the other teams are like, what the heck? I'm like, oh, these guys are the only contenders and you're trying to get this thing? That's extra sauce for them trying to, put on us because the media is putting that pressure on the Bills. Thank goodness that these players, at least from the standpoint that I'm looking at, they're not bothered by the noise that's happening outside where they're feeling the pressure. Bro, they already know the pressure's on. They already know that they want to win this thing, right? They already know. They see what we see, right? One game at a time. And you saw Josh. Josh was like, keep it low, keep it the way it's supposed to be, and we'll leave it at that, and we'll go from there. So, yeah, man, I ain't. Give me 2 seconds. I ain't tripping too hard. I ain't tripping too hard on this whole pressure thing because I know these boys got it down pat. So I ain't tripping. So before my man jumps on with us, I got my man Jeff King in the building saying Dalton is he's weeding himself out. I'm not saying it's his fault, but the truest statement there is in the NFL is availability, and it's the best ability, and it's just a cold fact of the game. Here's the deal. Him being out, and I'm going to let my guy, because I don't want to take his thunder on this, but him being out, I don't think has a whole lot to do with, an ailment per se. I think this is more of a, hold him out for a little bit and we'll ease him in. We don't got to rush him back. That's my hope. And I hope that my guy, the thigh doc, sees it the same way, because if he doesn't see it the same way, then we got some problems. And then I go, Jeff King, you might be onto something. So I'm hoping this is just precautionary. They're keeping him out, did not practice, and we'll keep it that way. So, but there's someone that has better analysis than I would. So when my man is ready, he'll just give me the thumbs up, and then we'll get him into it. So, folks, without further ado, let's get into the injury chatter, and then we can talk some football. If you have any questions, concerns, things you want to touch on, we can touch on it tonight. So without further ado, our guy, the thigh doc. Ladies and gentlemen, my guy, the thigh doc in the building. If he's going to be doing like that, let me give him that full. Look at him. He's got stage fright now. Look at him. He's stage fright. What's going on, big dog?
Hey, I'm good. I got so confused today.
Why? Tell me why you got confused.
With the time, because you're an hour ahead. For some reason, after we spoke, I walked away from the phone thinking we were going on. So my apologies.
All good, brother. Listen, do you know me? Do you know how often I mess up time zones with talking? Just the other day, I was supposed to go on a podcast with my guy Ray. He's in Toronto. He's an hour away from me, just like you guys are. He messages me Sunday. I don't see the message till Monday, and he said, "Hey man, can you jump on with me tomorrow at this time?" I said, "Cool." So he's thinking Monday. I'm thinking Tuesday is a whole mess. So I'm like hitting the link, and I was like, yo, this guy went yesterday. What the heck? Man, my bad. So I get it. I totally get it, man. So you're good. You're off the hook, my guy. And the fact that you're laying, chilling out, tells me you're good vibes. So those good vibes tell me that I'm going to see something. You're going to tell us some good things about this injury list. I hope. That is the hope. So without further ado, let's get into it, and we'll get into the injuries, and you can talk to me and talk me through it, because last week wasn't so bad. you kind of gave us some great insight as to what to expect and what not to expect. And you were pretty much on the ball, on the money. So let's see if we can continue that trend. So without further ado, let's look at this injury list. Obviously, we have Christian Benford. I want to hit these two guys right off the rip, right? Let's go Christian Benford. Him in that toe. So
yeah,
I guess it's been I guess reported that it wasn't that he got stepped on, it was he sprained his toe. So talk to me on this sprained toe. Is it turf toe? Is it a different type of injury from what you've been reading, seeing, and your experience?
So there's nothing to see because he got hurt in practice.
Right.
Turf toe is a specific ligament on the bottom of the big toe, but you can also pivot. Like say I planted and changed direction, and then your toe just doesn't have one ligament here. It's got ligaments on the sides as well. So potentially he got like one of the lateral ligaments. Those heal quicker. But even a very mild turf toe, I mean, you can come back in 1 to 2 weeks. It's the big ones when like you're getting tackled and the weight's coming down on you and your foot's stuck underneath you and it really gets pulled, like, a significant sprain.
Right.
Those are the ones that are keeping guys out for, beyond week to week. We're looking month to month. So with that said, he was in a boot. It wasn't actually a boot. It was a medical walking shoe. There's a ton of drama, but I'm glad we got to the bottom of that. Because a boot would have been more significant. It's like less weight bearing. It's just a sign that the injury is more significant. So the walking shoe was a good sign to begin with. Potentially we didn't even, because at the time we didn't know if it was like an injury or he got stepped on, or I mean they'll even give you that for an ingrown toenail because you just don't want to put pressure on the front of the toe. Okay. But inevitably it came out. It was a normal play. He injured his toe, which we can assume it's some degree of a sprain. They're tricky, but you can still bounce back quick. 1 to 2 weeks for a low grade. 2 to 4 for something in the middle. Everything is saying this. Yeah, that's it. Everything is saying that this is like a low grade sprain since he was out of the walking shoe the next day on Friday, but he did have a little bit of a limp. Then he looked a little better walking into the game on Sunday, when they do the walk-in entrance stuff in their street clothes. And now he's practicing limited this week. This is less than a week later. So that all lines up with being very, very mild, not too worried long-term, but the sooner you come back, the riskier it is to re-aggravate, which leaves us with this game this weekend. I think if you're in a playoff game this Sunday, undoubtedly he's playing. But we're not. And I don't want to take any opponent lightly, but, this is probably, the harder game is going to be next week, the Eagles game. We understand that. But it is an NFC game, and this is an AFC game. Regardless, I could see this going either way. They can slow play it, let him practice, see how it feels, and give him one more week. Or he's ready to go, and we see him play. But just know that, the sooner he plays, the more a little bit more cringe it is that if he's gonna aggravate it.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. I see that shoe. It just reminds me of back when I went to school, and there was, there was a couple classrooms that weren't a full classroom. You probably had 4 or 5 students, and maybe 2 of them had a shoe like this, and they walked around, and they usually held on to the teacher's hands when they went for recess and so on and so forth. So this is what this reminds me of. I don't know if you catch what I'm saying here, but every time I see a shoe like this, it brings me back to elementary school, and I'm like, what class is that over there? So when I see that shoe, it makes me laugh.
A lot of these actually, the toe box is actually open though. I just pulled it out because I don't know, I didn't have all day.
I got you. I sometimes I just, there's some things that just, it makes me laugh. It just brings me back. All right. So you're not too worried about Benford, which makes me happy. So if they really needed him, I could see them saying, yo, you're suiting up, or he might say, I'm good to go, coach. Suit me up. Let's roll. Let's get this thing cracking. If they, not that they want to take the Browns lightly, because you never want to take any NFL team lightly, because they can sneak up on you and all of a sudden you're like, what the hell just happened? But maybe you give more time and more experience to Max Hairston. So maybe that could be something that the team wants to potentially explore. So we'll see how that takes place. That's the way I look at it. Because go ahead.
Or suit him up, and because Hairston goes down, there's not a good option really there. So I don't know. That's like a little tricky because then you're wasting a spot. But the Patriots did it last week with Spillane, their middle linebacker, and we did it with Bernard earlier in the year, where we dressed him, we activated him, but he actually never saw the field.
Which I totally hate, by the way. If you sit him out and then let us know that you're not playing him, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's just the way I look at it. All right. So let's get into our guy, Mr. Bernard. Now, this is an interesting one for Mr. Bernard because Mr. Bernard potentially could have returned last week. He had the arm brace on. Maybe we would have seen him. He was active. He wasn't on the. I don't remember him seeing him on the deactivated list. Or maybe he was. I can't recall. But they've got a decision to make this week. Yeah. He's limited. Do you sit him one more game, or do you play this game of we're still healing him, he's not ready to come back yet, and we're going to keep Milano and Shaq Thompson, or is it time for him to return?
He's good to go. So he's past the what the research says. It's 25 days. I mean, elbows, I told you, can come back quick. It's quite a bit of a pain tolerance issue. Mm-hmm. But if someone put a what to his head and said, "Hey, this happened 2 weeks ago. We got a playoff game. Can you play?" He would play. So now he's got 4 weeks rest and change. He can definitely go. The problem with Bernard is he tweaked his ankle a couple weeks before he hurt his elbow, and everyone can tell he's not himself. So having this month to rehab the elbow, I think, should benefit him.
Yep.
But then you run into the problem where kind of Shaq Thompson's kind of taken over that defense. So it's a delicate situation. The easy thing to do last week was like, hey, we're not going to activate him and then say, hey, you're benched. We're just going to keep you out another week and see what happens. But Shaq Thompson got through the game healthy. He did get exposed a little bit. I don't think Shaq's the greatest pass defender at this stage in his career, but he's a great thumper. And the way the NFL has been going with the more running, it's more conducive to the run. You can spell them. I mean, put them in and spell them and see if Bernard can take like third downs. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens here. Could they leave him out another week? You could.
That's what I'm wondering. At this point, I'm wondering if this is a politics thing at this point. I don't even want to call it politics. If this is best opportunity for us to win, and are we looking at the opponent as well? So does he come back to kind of get his feet wet back again to kind of get the contact going, and then decide for the Eagles game, because we're going to need all hands on deck on that Eagles game. So this is going to be very interesting on how they play this. So if you're the doc and coach is talking to you and McDermott's sitting next to you, be like, hey, doc, what do you think? So we just sit him one more time, or do we need to get him out to just kind of shake off the rust?
Yeah. It's very, I don't know what they're going to do, but I will tell you this, that he can go. So it's up to the team what they end up doing. It's up to the team.
I like it. Yeah. All right. So Benford, limited, could play. We'll see how that all shakes out. Bernard been ready to go, so he's limited. We probably should see him. He is the captain of the freaking team already, so he should be ready to go. We got an illness from Deion Dawkins, so he's probably got the sniffles. So they kept him out. Maybe maybe the flu. Who knows what he's got? So he'll be out, but I'm sure he'll be good to go by week's end. That's what you want. Let's go to Mecole Hardman. 21-day window is now open. He left with, I believe, a calf injury. And now, I think he's been out 4 weeks exactly.
Yeah.
What do we do with Mecole? Do we just have him? Do we just play this receiver roulette business of who's going to be on the inactive list? So Gabe Davis was last week. Does Mecole come back? And now we put Keon on. I would love to see what these guys plan to do on this offense. But let's more talk about his injury and what it means to such an explosive guy like Mecole Hardman.
Yeah, I mean, the calves can be tricky. You can re-aggravate them the sooner you come back. But the average return to play is 3 weeks. and now he's at 4, and he'll probably be at 5 by the weekend.
Okay.
With that said, I don't think they put him on the 53. I know they value him being able to return kicks, though, so you could take Shakir off of there.
Correct.
He does have a history of fumbles, so
Correct.
And he did win his first game with us.
Mhm.
But with that said, not too worried about his calf per se, but it's a numbers game. Do they have 7 receivers on the 53 right now, or is it
So
just
they usually run with 5 to 6. Really, 6 receivers is what they run. 1 on the inactive list and 5 active.
But when they put Gabe on there, was he 6 or was he 7? I don't know. Maybe
I think there was one game where they had 6 receivers on there, but then they sat him, which led us to 5.
Oh no, I get it.
Let me guess. We had what? Palmer. Let's go through it. Keon, Palmer, Khalil, Shavers, and who am I missing? I'm missing one more.
Keon?
Brandon Cooks.
Yep. So you got
Brandon
6.
Cooks. There's your 5.
Well, and Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis, but he was inactive. So 5 on the roster, 6th on the inactive list.
But you have to put him on the 53 if he's going to play. So who's getting cut?
That's the real question.
So I don't know the exact rule. I probably should have been a little more prepared here. But he gets 3 weeks of practice, which would run right into the playoffs. And then I just don't know what happens once you hit the playoffs. Do you have to activate him, or is something else gets to happen?
I'd have to look into because I don't have it right off the rip myself as well. But that will be something to actually focus on, because now you got a refreshed. I mean, they'll take the full 21 days, potentially, maybe not. Who knows? But changes have to be made. You know that what takes place, right? When you lose one, you got to add one. You add one, you got to lose one. So one way or another, you got to figure it out at one point. So, but he's an explosive piece, and I would love to have 2 elements of speed on this offense, with Brandon Cooks being one of them, and somewhere using McColl. So having Brandon Cooks and McColl on the field at the same time, that would kind of open things up a little bit. Even if it just kind of opens things up down the field and everything is underneath is open. I'd like to see what takes place. And some might say, you know what, Jordan Phillips, cut, put him back on the practice squad.
Fedarius Mathis is another guy who's not going to get a jersey.
So yeah, there's some options. There's definitely some options that will take place. So good to know about McColl. I mean, he should be ready to go. So they open that 21 day. When they decide to do it, we'll go from there. Next on that list, go ahead.
Maybe this is what they can do, though. There's no harm in opening up the 21-day window. You don't even have to activate him before the playoffs. If someone goes down, slap him on the IR. Boom, McColl's been practicing for a week or 2. He's ready to go.
Right.
But maybe if they get to the end of it, they could. No one's unhealthy. Potentially, they can, because someone did mention the practice squad call-ups do reset for the playoffs, so you do get 2 again for the players. So maybe you cut them and just put them on the practice squad for the playoffs. I don't know, but at least he gets his practice and stays fresh going into the postseason.
Well, here's what it looked like for the last roster, the way things were shaking out the last roster spot. So obviously we had the 5 receivers that we mentioned, Gabe. Mm-hmm. So Darnell Savage is one guy that we have on the roster that, I mean, he just got here. Yeah. So safety, do we have love for him? Who knows how that takes place? You mentioned Fedarius Mathis, and obviously practice squad, we can move some things around. But I mean, listen, Dane Jackson could be one of those guys that's out. Dane, thank you for your time. We remove you, and we go from there. I mean, there's some things that we can do. I mean, I don't necessarily. We're strapped thin. Let's just put it that way. We're strapped thin, so we got to be very mindful of where we move certain people. That linebacker room ain't moving. Maybe the defensive backfield room is where we make something happen. So something to definitely pay attention to going into this weekend. So we get to know a little bit more. A little bit more.
But what I'm trying to say is there's already 6 receivers on the 53. You're activating McColl today.
You gotta move somebody.
I just don't see them cutting someone. And first of all, I don't think they're going to cut anybody from the receiver room. And then what? You're going to cut another position so you could have 7 receivers, so you can deactivate 2. I just think they're just letting them practice right now and seeing how it plays out over the next few weeks.
So let me put you on the spot.
Yeah.
They want him back on the squad. Where are you making your move? Who out of the let's just go receiver for receiver. You bring in McCole, who you getting rid of?
I got no one to get rid of.
You got to.
No, I'm not bringing him back.
He said no.
I mean, because so who's most maybe Cooks, but that wouldn't make sense.
There you go. That's why I wanted you to make the tough decision. What are you? I'm trying to make you a GM. You don't want to be a GM. You don't want to make tough decisions.
My decision is let him practice, and if someone gets hurt, then we'll call him up. But
so you're gonna take those chances. I get it.
There's nowhere to go right now. So yeah, so I just think he's gonna sit there.
That's why Brandon Beane and Thaidoc are paid the big bucks because they gotta make decisions. And you buckled under the pressure. When I put you under pressure, you buckled. You said no.
My answer. I don't want him on. I don't want to activate him right now. That's my answer. Let him practice, and if someone gets hurt, pull him back up.
I got you. So he's not important enough to bring back. You're just like, yo, we good right now. We good on this side.
All right, let's really talk though. Shavers is not going to get cut, right? Keon Coleman's not going to get cut at this stage. Come on, let's be honest. You got Shakir. Yeah, pull him back up. Palmer's not going to get cut.
Josh Palmer ain't going nowhere. Keon ain't going nowhere. Khalil ain't going nowhere. Tyrell Shavers, special teamer, ain't going nowhere. Brandon Cooks is our deep threat.
Cooks or Davis. And I don't think they want to cut one of those guys. So I think he's got to sit there in the practice squad and see what happens.
I guess Khalil Shakir is going to be the one that, I mean, listen, unless they do go 7 receivers, unless they do activate a 6th, have one on the inactive list, and then they move on from somebody, I mean, in the DB, in the defensive back room. But I mean, Day just got called up, so really Day's not really on that squad like that. So Benford would be there, so it'd be like Taron, Jordan, Benford, Cole, Tre'Davious, Sam Franklin's a big-time special teamer, Hairston, Hancock, Cam Lewis. You're not moving anybody here. So they got some things they gotta have to work on. They got some things they're gonna have to work on. So we'll see how that all shakes out in the end. All right, let's move on to another position group that we're gonna touch on, and that is Mr. Kincaid. Let's get right to Kincaid, right?
Yeah, that's the big one.
Because he's the one right now that has a did not practice designation. Sir, please enlighten us, talk to us, something to be concerned about. I touched on it slightly. I said, well, this looks like more precautionary because I believe this was a walkthrough practice. So they probably were walking through. So just sit this one out. But because it's a walkthrough, you think he'd be there. But they said, sit this one out. What's your opinion? Because, I mean, you didn't see anything. You don't know anything. What's your thoughts knowing what he's gone through? Played last week. Decent game. He came out unscathed. So what are we doing here?
It appears he came out unscathed. He can still aggravate his knee to a point where it swells up after the game. Okay. And it's just not recovered yet. So you could look at it one of two ways. I mean, one would be it's a walkthrough. So why isn't he at least limited and out there walking around? Mm-hmm. So is it that bad he can't even get out for a walkthrough? Or they're like, hey, it's just a walkthrough. Let's just keep you in the training room and get your work done. I think the moral of the story is that his knee is banged up. And this is the knee that he had the PCL on last year. I don't know what exactly is happening. All I know is he was trying to train his hamstrings and he tweaked his knee that he had a PCL on last year. One of two things is going on. Either he somehow re-sprained the PCL, which would be hard to do, but you do put stress on a PCL when you do heavy hamstrings.
Right. Or
is that ligament, because it had a partial tear last year, is it never going back to the way it was? And then you get this micro trauma in the joint, and now he's starting to get cartilage or meniscal issues. And that's what he's dealing with. But he's in a bulky brace in practice, which makes me think, no, it is the PCL. Because you don't wear that for a meniscus. You wear that for a ligament problem.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Re-aggravated a PCL. It's playable. He's only playing 36% of the snaps. It's great.
35, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's good for third down stuff, but, I mean, this is a far cry from what we really need out of him, which will get to the point where, hey, is this something that just needs to be shut down for 6 to 8 weeks, which will screw up his offseason training, or do we have to get this fixed so it doesn't keep happening every season? Okay, his knee's like banged up again, and we got to manage him. But if it's a PCL surgery, it is no easy fix. I mean, it's still a 6-month rehab, better than an ACL. And then if it more is so this like meniscus cartilage stuff, but they can't really do much for the cartilage. That's just the end of your career. And then the meniscus is either a cleanup, which is 4 to 6 weeks, or a meniscal repair, which is better long term, but you're shut down for 3 months. So I think they don't touch it. I think it's just banged up. He just needs rest. It's unfortunate. The guy's a little made of glass, and I wouldn't re-sign him to anything long term, but we'll see how next year goes. I don't think you have you don't have a gun to your head to say, hey, we got to extend him now. I think this is one where you're like, you know what? Let him play out his 4th year. I don't even think you use the 5th year option because then you're stuck with it.
I'm so glad you went there because that's what I was gonna touch base. So you're giving me all this medical jargon, right? The PCL, LCL, stretch this and surgery that, and more time here and more time there. The more I'm hearing this, I'm like, man, like as a guy that's in charge of the pocketbooks, and we're already in some financial strain, buddy. What do you do with a guy like Kincaid? Like right now, he's in his 3rd year, going into his 4th next year. And then you've got to really make a decision in that 5th year. He's 26. He's 26 right now. As of right now, I believe he's 26. Right?
Yeah, he's an old prospect.
Right. So he's going to be 27, and you got to make a decision by the time he's 28 to make that decision on, do you bring this guy back on a 5th year option?
Yeah.
That's like, once you start really looking at it that way, at 28 with a history of like injuries, and it's not his fault. It is what it is.
Yeah.
What do you do with that? I mean, I thought this year was going to be the year that he really stands out. Next year is a huge year for them to figure out what that is. So, I mean, they're really in no stress position. Either I say, hey, man, we're going to use the 5 years that we've had your services and thank you for your time. You're out of here. I can't see him. Garnering another contract. I can't see him give the contract.
They have to make that decision on his 5th year after the season.
So they got time.
Well, I mean, not a lot of time.
They got some time to figure it out. I mean, they're figuring out now, and like, what's going on with this guy? Like,
well, it doesn't look well right now, to be honest. So you get through this season, you got to make that decision before next season starts if you use the 5th year option. So obviously he'll play a year, and then the 5th year will be guaranteed. I don't know the number, but it's probably around 10 million to 15. If it's more towards 15, I say don't do it. If it's near 10, you might just say, hey, you know what? Let's run these guys' tires off. We'll use them for 5 years and not extend them. Or they say we're not renewing it, and then to me that would be an instant. This guy's got serious issues in his knee. Not that he probably already doesn't, because we're already seeing issues a year later after the sprain. But I think if they don't use the option, I think they know that he's damn near shot.
So I went to look up what it is for a 5th year option for a tight end, and it's between 8 to 14 mil. So if you're a Pro Bowl type player, you're looking at 14 mil. So between 8 and 14. So if you can catch him on a low, then why not for that 5th year? If you can catch him on the low, but
maybe they're only playing him 33% of the snaps to keep his stats down. So
Buffalo Fanatics, what's going on? This is Pierre the Kingpin, and I wanted to talk to you today about Cigars International, which is the ultimate destination for premium homemade cigars. Known as the industry leader, Cigars International offers the largest selection, unbeatable prices, and a customer service experience that's second to none. Whether you're new to cigars or a seasoned vet, Cigars International makes enjoying cigars easy, approachable, and fun. Cigars International is the go-to retailer for all things cigars, with the biggest selection of premium homemade cigars available anywhere. Cigars International offers unbeatable deals and discounts, making it easy to stock up on your favorite or try something new without breaking the bank. With fast free shipping and their 100% satisfaction guarantee, you can shop with confidence knowing that Cigars International stands behind every order. They have good relationship with vendors that helps provide great low prices. Whether you're new to cigars or a seasoned pro, Cigars International makes it easy to find the right cigar with helpful guides, staff reviews, and expert advice. It's not just about cigars. Cigars International also offers a wide range of accessories and more to elevate your smoking experience. Check out the great deals every day at cigarsinternational.com. That's cigars, CIGARS, international.com. Use code FANATICS at checkout for 20% off your order of $50 or more, plus free shipping. Or visit www.cigarsinternational.com/fanatics, and the discount will automatically apply. Again, use code FANATICS at checkout for 20% off your order of $50 or more, plus free shipping. Or visit www.cigarsinternational.com/fanatics, and the discount will automatically apply.
This is Michael Rosenbaum. Hey, folks, let me tell you that drinking and driving is a decision that will change your whole world. Things will never be the same once you get a DUI, because legal fees and time in court are just the beginning. Getting into a crash is another way your world could be irreversibly changed after drinking and driving. Your vehicle may not be the only thing that gets damaged in that crash. You could face a life-altering injury or even death. But you're not the only one who could face those consequences. Your decision to drink and drive could permanently change someone else's world, whether you injure them or leave their loved ones grieving. The next time you're out drinking, call a rideshare, a taxi, a sober friend, or a designated sober driver. Always plan for a safe ride home. The only decision that will change your world for the better is the decision to call for a sober ride. It's never worth it to drive drunk. Don't risk it. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Can't make the Pro Bowl, and then they save $6 million his fifth year.
Hey, listen, man, sometimes you have to be strategic that way. I'd hate that they would have to do something like that, but I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. I certainly wouldn't put it past any organization.
Interesting.
So overall, would you say you are worried about him going into this game, or is it too soon to tell? Let's wait for tomorrow's designation, and we'll go from there.
Tomorrow's Kincaid watch. Okay.
Absolutely.
Limited, I'm still cool with. But if he's a DMP tomorrow, we got an issue. That means he would probably be shut down this week, and I would need an answer from the coach what's going on. But if you wanted me to guess, my guess is that it's more rest than new injury, and he's limited tomorrow, full on Friday, and he plays 35 to 40% of the snaps on Sunday.
Did you look at this comment coming from my guy, Walter? Walter's always trying to stir some stuff up. He goes, the Lions traded Hawkinson a few years back. So tight ends get traded. His value would never be higher. Why let him walk and only get a third? Why let him walk and only get a third? I mean, if the third is what they'd be willing to give him, he's got the potential, got all the potential in the world. But Hawkinson, I don't recall Hawkinson being in a position where he was hurt and had a history of being hurt. So that would what's that?
But then he got hurt. Then he got hurt after he got traded.
Right. That's when the injury actually did come. But when TJ did get traded, he went from Detroit to Minnesota Vikings, and that deal, the details.
It was a second round.
They gave 2,000. So TJ Hawkinson. Damn, they got all that. Okay, so Vikings received TJ Hawkinson, 2023 4th round pick, 2019 1st round pick, 2024 conditional 4th round pick. And then they got the 2023 2nd round pick and 2024 3rd round pick. This guy got a haul, man. Golly. That's crazy. You're not going to get that for Kincaid. I mean, at least to what I think he'll get.
Kincaid's an older prospect, so that kind of tarnishes him a little bit, and he has an injury history. But I don't know. I guess it does come down to the point. Can you get for him? If you get a second for him, you trade him. If you can't, burn him. Let him walk for a third. Compensatory third.
we know our guy loves him some picks. So I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he said I'm moving on from my guy. And if we were gonna keep somebody, I mean, you think that I mean, I don't even want to speculate on that, but obviously there's chemistry and relation between Josh and Dawson Knox. So if they were to move on from somebody that is often injured compared to someone that is capable and has looked good the last couple games,
yeah,
we'll see how that plays out. But there's a heavy amount of money on Dawson Knox right now, so that's next year's problem. We're gonna see what they do with that situation. I'd hate to see Dawson Knox on another team, and dealing with a Kincaid that is often injured. So they're in a predicament. That tight end room is not as solidified as one might think. So things that they need to talk about. All right, let's move on to another injury situation we're looking at is Mr. Prater. This quad injury from Mr. Prater. I don't know if it's a little bruise. I don't know what the heck happened. Quad is that's a big one to strain, especially your kicking leg. Prognosis: 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Do we treat it like a hammy? What's the deal with that?
Okay, so it's not good. So it's his kicking leg.
Yeah,
and kickers usually don't strain. The quadriceps has 4 muscles, but what kickers usually do is it's your rectus femoris, so it crosses your hip joint, so it's a hip flexor as well, and it's your kicking leg, and he's 41.
It's 41, buddy.
I don't know about you, but do you bounce back from your aches and pains like you did 15 years ago?
Brother, I will sneeze and pull a muscle, and I'm like, golly, and it's still kind of lingering. So I can only imagine what a 41-year-old is dealing right now with a freaking quad strain.
Yeah, it's going to be closer to a month. So I don't know the end of it. I would assume he hurt it on the last kickoff because he played the whole game, and he was seen kind of hobbling off that last kickoff. So it must have been that. So like a low grade strain is usually like 2 weeks ish, 2 to 4, but it's a kicker. Right. It's probably his hip flexor too, the rectus femoris I was saying, and then he's older, and now you're going to put him in a situation where he's just going to be scraping the surface of feeling good, and then you got to play him in the playoffs. What happens if he easily aggravates it on a kickoff and you don't have a kicker the whole playoff game?
You're mad. You're in a mess.
Oh yeah, correct.
Yeah, you're in a whole lot of mess.
I don't see this being a good situation. I don't know what they're going to do. I would have thought he would just go on the IR, sign another kicker, and then if he's good, activate him in the postseason. But I guess there's only 3 games left, so you don't want to like put a nail in that coffin and then not be able to use him in the wild card. So we'll see. 4 weeks is like a good estimate, 3 to 4, but sooner it comes back, again, more risky it is. And the last thing I want to see is my kicker tweak his quad on a opening kickoff and have to play a whole postseason game without a kicker. So
that is tough. I mean, listen, age does play a factor, but my man Brian Bowers is saying, hey man, nah, bro, I'm 45 and I bounce back like I'm 25. I don't know what ginseng you taking. I don't know what little potion you taking out in New York City. Brother, we ain't all built like that. We ain't all built like that. But my man Brian Bowers is in the gym like 24/7. So that boy swole, bro. But yeah, we got Bagley. So Bagley's gonna be replacing. He's gonna be replacing my man Prater. So we'll see how that all shakes out. And my man says, "Yo, eat your avocados and you'll be all right. Eat your avocados, have your protein in you, and you'll bounce back like you're 25." I like it. I mess with that. All right. I mean, listen, that's it for injuries, bro. I'm not worried about Taron Johnson. He was a full participant, so I ain't tripping on that. And really nothing else to really chat about. I mean, the injury list is smaller.
Daquan's got his calf on there again, but he also was full. So
right, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing all those things, but I mean, full participant, Daquan Jones, full participant, obviously for Taron Johnson. So I mean, listen, I ain't tripping. These guys are all right. They'll bounce back. And then we'll go from there. So it was a walkthrough today. So we'll see what it looks like for the next practice, and we'll go from there. So before I let you get out of here, A couple football takes to chat with you. This narrative, are you what's your feed like? Because I know my feed on my X is just full of just silliness, right? What are you seeing? What are you seeing on your feed? What's the chatter like? Is it more like, is it a lot of Patriot stuff? Is there a lot of like, is your algorithms pushing something different? What's your algorithms on your X pushing right now when it comes to the Bills and Josh Allen?
Oh, to the Bills and Josh Allen?
Right.
Not the whole algorithm?
I mean, your algorithm might be a little messed up, so I don't want you to reveal too much. But when it comes to Josh and the Bills.
Yeah. Okay. Because I like following this guy who's like, everything's a conspiracy, because I like to get into conspiracies. And then, the UFOs.
You don't say.
But anyways, the algorithm is, it seems like every week we play a new opponent. My algorithm is introduced to that team, like whoever their
right.
shots are on Twitter, because obviously people I follow must be commenting on their posts. So I'm like, oh, this is the Rico of the Cleveland Browns. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's kind of how every week goes. And then I wouldn't say a panicker, but I got a quick fuse. So as soon as things are going downhill,
do you get defensive when you're watching people talk about your squad and they're talking ish? Are you ready to jump into the comment section and go at it, or what?
Yeah, I am like 50% medical, 75% troll. So, I'm all about that life. So
no doubt,
I like to mess with people, and then, give them the business when I can. And what is my algorithm like? It's like the Bills aren't doing good in the first half of the world's ending. And then it's like pure euphoria. And I just want to kiss everybody after the game. That's how it's been going lately.
Well, I'll tell you this. My algorithm is right now, it's like every other freaking slide that I got or every other clip is like, this is the easiest path for the Bills to go to the playoffs. They should have no excuses anymore. Pat's gone. Joe's gone. Lamar's struggling. Like, they got rookie or inexperienced quarterbacks in there. You got an old man in Aaron Rodgers. Nothing's in the way of the Bills. They should be able to win it. That's one part. Josh should have no business being an MVP candidate. He had horrible games in the middle of the season, and everyone wants to forget his bad games, but really amplify his good games. He should not be there. It's all Matthew Stafford. I'll get that. Josh Allen, when his team is doing well, he's the guy. He's the man. But when they lose, he doesn't have enough. And they're saying how disrespectful it is to James Cook, the elite O-line that you guys have, Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox. I don't want to hear it. You guys have a top 10 passing defense. Stop complaining, Bills fans, and stop whining. I got it all, bro. My stuff is all. So when you hear those things I just mentioned to you, do you find any truth to that? Do you feel like Bills fans it might be tough for you to answer this, but like when things are great, man, we're like, yo, Josh is that dude, man. That boy put the cape on and he did it. But when we lose, man, we ain't got no help for Josh Allen. We ain't got no, and that's what they think that's what they believe that we are like. I think that is far from the truth. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are, I think we're honest about where our star power is. I don't think anyone's denying that we have a great O-line and a good run game. I think, but we do acknowledge that we're limited at the receiver position. And as great as Kincaid is, it's just an availability issue with him, mostly, because he has played well and done fantastic when his number's called. So yeah, I don't know. I sift through everything and I get what you're saying. I know Nick Wright put out something like that, and this other guy came on and said Josh Allen's got a great PR. He probably does because he married Haley Steinfeld. But with that said, he had a good run game with James Cook last year, and he still pulled down the MVP. But yeah, good run game, good O-line, suspect receivers, and a very suspect defense. Okay, so that don't forget about that part. I know we got a good pass defense, but the run defense is something to be.
Well, and this is what people will say. We'll say, well, guys, not every team can be perfect. You can't have a top 10 pass defense and have a great rush defense, bro. You're not gonna have it all. So
Yeah.
they're saying, so quit your blood clot crying, and get the job done. And in a way, I'm with them. There is no excuses, but at the same time, there's a lot of parity in this league. So like, just because those 3 quarterbacks ain't what they were supposed to be, bro. Chargers ain't no joke. The Jaguars have improved greatly. The Broncos are on a tear right now. They're the number 1 seed. They're probably aiming to be the number 1 seed. And the Patriots, although we took them down and we handled them in the second half, they're still a decent team as well. And let me not get started on the Texans, bro. Those are good squads. Parity in this league is at an all-time high. So I'm not buying it, and I just want to get your take on it. And it doesn't seem like you're buying it either. I mean, although we have a good roster, it's still gonna be a tough ride. But we need to get it done, man. We need to get it done because we can't be like the old '90s Bills where we're like, man, we didn't get it this year, we'll get it next year. We didn't get it this year, we'll get it next year. We did it 4 times, and we're thinking, God, we got to get it 1 time, and they've never been back since. Never been back since. You have 4 opportunities to get it done. So it's like, this is our opportunity to get there. Hopefully we can kind of punch it in and get to it. But I see a lot of people after this win against the Patriots, boy, they can't get the Bills name out their mouth. My gosh. Can't wait for this week to just get started so we can just get to football and just go from there.
Maybe the Boston media has quite some pull and they're a little butthurt.
Maybe. My man Top says, yo, hey, Rico, I'm an old 90s Bills fan, for God's sake. Ouch. I know, brother. I know. Trust me. I even think about it. Doing something 4 times and not getting the job done. And I'm not even trying to rehash things. It's just like your mentality is like, yo, we're good enough to get back there. I saw a stat, though, which is crazy to me. The Bills getting to the Super Bowl was obviously Jim Kelly was fantastic, but it wasn't on the numbers of Jim Kelly. That's for sure. That defense is what really, run game and that defense is what really got these boys up there. But Jim Kelly's numbers weren't that great. I saw it. I was like, okay, he's like decent numbers, but it wasn't like they rolled the back of Jim Kelly. That defense and that run game was what it was supposed to be. So
the passing stats were different back then. He was well above average for his peers at the time. But yes, I mean, would I've taken Dan Marino over him?
Right.
Probably, if Dan Marino wasn't such a pretty boy. I think that's the other thing. You need the character. So, Kelly was so gritty. It came together for the community like that and the team. But yeah, we couldn't get over the hump. Let's not get too deep because I was 5 through 8 during that. And imagine going out.
Sometimes we gotta go through the pain. Go through the pain so we can get through it. Eh?
I'm 8 years old. We just lost our 4th straight Super Bowl. My parents won't talk to each other, and we got to go to the supermarket, and no one will look each other in the eyes. Like, nobody will. I mean, it was tough. It was tough on a kid.
What a tough time in Buffalo that must have been living in the city and for 4 years straight, bro. You have such euphoria and then just absolute collapse at the end, bro. That's nasty work. So Josh, and that's another thing. That's another added pressure on Josh. Josh has to do it for the city of Buffalo and for fans that have been fans since the 90s and before the 90s. Bro, all they want is a damn championship, and they're riding on 17 because we haven't had a 17 in this building in a long time. A guy like 17. Boy, oh boy, do they ride on this brother to get this thing done. So hopefully we can get it done. We'll see. We'll go from there. All right. Anything last that you want to touch on before we get out of here, brother?
No, it's the usual. ThighDoctor.com, Saturday morning. Get you the whole rundown. That's about it. We're keeping an eye on Kincaid for tomorrow.
No doubt.
Just in the back of your head, worry about the kicker. And we'll see what happens with that.
And we will see what happens from there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, ThighDoctor.com. We will be waiting for that article for Saturday morning. And you've been fantastic at it. I love it. And we'll keep supporting my guy. If you guys have not followed my guy, the Thigh Doctor, what are you guys waiting for? Follow him, Thigh Doctor, on X. And if you want a thigh dance, hit him up privately. He'll send it to you. And maybe he'll send you a little more. Who knows if he's feeling frisky that day. And we'll go from there. All right, brother. Listen, have yourself a good one. We'll talk to you next week and do this whole thing again. And hopefully we're talking about a very small sliver of an injury report.
Are we going to talk on Christmas Eve?
I mean, we've done it before.
All right, might as well do it. Okay, see you Christmas Eve.
We'll see.
Love you, go Bills.
He says we'll might as well do it. All right, peace.
All right, see you guys.
See you, man. All right. I mean, Christmas Eve, I don't think we'll do that. I think we'll just chill for Christmas Eve. Let's just relax a little bit. Before I get out of here, I saw a mention of the Christmas Day games. What it was supposed to be is looking like it's a dud and is losing the NFL boku dollars, and it's not good. I'll tell you right now, what it was supposed to be. Let me go to the games real quick just to kind of share that with you guys, so you guys have an idea of what was supposed to take place. Because Netflix is losing a lot of money, and I don't feel for the one bit. I don't feel for the one bit. But that's a lot. Apparently, they're losing like $60 million based on that weekend's games. So if you go, I think Christmas week, which is week 17. So the Thursday night game is going to be on Christmas is the Broncos. Let me just make sure we got it right. So you got Broncos Chiefs. You got no Pat Mahomes in that game, and the Chiefs are eliminated from the playoffs. So ain't nobody gonna be watching that game whatsoever. You want to watch Gordon Minshew throw a football all day? I ain't watching it. All right. What was another game that was supposed to be a riveting game that you're like, what the heck just happened? Lions Vikings, dud. Right. So December 25th, you got the Lions and the Vikings. You got the Lions that are 8-6. They're fighting for. The Vikings are just, that's a dud of a game. And then you got the Cowboys and Commanders. You got a shutdown. Jaden Daniels, he's shut down for the year. The Commanders are 4-10, and you got the Cowboys that are eliminated from the playoffs. So you got two non-playoff teams in the Cowboys and Commanders. You have a team that's somewhat in it, but not quite. I think the Vikings are officially eliminated. I'm not quite sure. I think they are, right? Yeah, they absolutely are. What am I saying? So Vikings are eliminated. You got the Lions, bro, and then you got the Broncos Chiefs. These boys are losing millions of dollars. You know who did make money, though? Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell was like, yo, pay me. I'll give you those games on Netflix. Y'all can have that. And these guys have a horrible, horrible weekend. So I'll be perfectly fine not watching any of that football and just chill out, not having the pressure. You know what I mean? There is a little pressure to like carve some time to watch some ball. And where are you going? I'm going to go downstairs and watch a little bit of the game. Well, what? But we're hanging out as a family, bro. No pressure. Yo, turn the TV off. Turn the TV out. Turn the TV out. Yo, we're gonna turn the TV off, and we're gonna hang out with the family. Do you know what I'm saying? Do the Christmas proper. Not have football in the back of our minds. And then we go from there. So what we do, and what we will look forward to is obviously that Sunday slate of games when the Bills take on the Eagles and that 4:00 slot game. So we can enjoy Christmas, we can do all that stuff, and then come Sunday, we chilling. We chilling on a Sunday watching that game. It's gonna be great things. Great things coming. All right. Any comments, questions that you guys would like me to hit? I'm gonna scroll on through these in the comment section and see what's happening. My brother, I gotta tell you guys, my brother, myself, and this other guy, we're all battling. There's 4 of us battling for 2 spots to get into the playoffs for our fantasy team, and I got bounced out. I already told you guys that. I got bounced out. My brother made it, and alongside with my other homie that he made it. And we were all around 7-7. 7-7. These 2 made it to the second round. These 2 bums made it to the second round. I can't believe it. And I'm looking at my numbers, and had I made it, I would have beat my opponent. I'm dying inside. I'm dying. This year was the year I really wanted to make things happen. And here I am, sitting there watching my bum-ass brother trying to win $1,500, man. I don't want that to happen. I want it to happen, but I don't want it to happen. You know how that is. My man Walt, what up, Walt? Walt says people are gonna gift wrap TV remotes as Christmas gifts to turn off the Netflix games to spend time with family. I'll tell you, bro, ain't nobody watching that weekend. And I'm telling you, they're losing a lot of money. They're losing a lot of money. A lot of like nobody's gonna be watching that. Netflix took an L on this one. Not their fault. Injuries happen, but it happened to the wrong teams, wrong time. Non-playoff teams playing on Christmas Day, they're beside themselves. I'm sure of it. They're beside themselves. So hopefully my Netflix parcels don't go up and shipping fees don't go up for us. we keep it cool and keep it nice. My man Eric says, yo, sorry, Rico. Jim Kelly was the leading passer in 1990-92. The 4-year run was known for, the 4-year was known for the no huddle offense and their passing game in the 3-receiver set. Jim Kelly called his own plays and was that dude. No, that I do know. I'm talking about when he got to the playoffs. When he got to the playoffs, and I it wasn't my stat. I saw something that was showing that his numbers weren't great. It was just like pedestrian numbers. He wasn't the reason that I don't even know what it was. It was a quick scan. But that I do know. I do remember enough that that boy was calling his shot. Those are the days, huh? When you get the quarterback that knows the thing so well. Yo, run that thing. All right, let me see what I got. All right, run that. Let's go. That's a beautiful thing to see. Beautiful thing to see. All right, let me see what we got here. My girl L Bugs. What up, Bugs? She goes, I made the finals. Oh, you did make the finals, you little bugger. I was so happy. Now I'm trying to destroy everyone. Golly, good for you, girl. Good for you. I'm kind of like, I'm low-key kind of upset with myself because there was some managerial moves that I did not make that would have had me, in the running. But here I am. My man Tori says, yo, Rico's wifey will smack his Xmas. Listen, man, she normally understands that I'll sneak away and watch a couple games here and there or have it on in the background and but not this time. Not this time. She might even say, yo, let's go to the in-laws. I might say, yeah, let's go. Let's go to the in-laws. And we'll go from there. That's how much I'm not paying attention at all to the Christmas Day games. Golly, thank goodness. Thank goodness. All right, let me get a couple more comments in here. My man Slick Crook says, yo, damn Rita Warren Moon, Boomer Esiason. You put Edison. Esiason didn't want to see Kelly. Kelly was the Michael Jordan of the AFC. His connection with Reed and BB were serious. Oh, those were the days, huh? Those were the days. Where we at now, man? We struggling to kind of, get some consistency. Now that we have some consistency, I'd like to keep that consistency going. And hopefully that's what we do. Hopefully that is what we do. All right. Yo, y'all see Joe Burrow again in the news? You know what I mean? Talking about he was sad at first and he just wants to play. People are trying to stop him from playing. I was like, yo, what weirdo stuff is going on in Cincinnati? Stop him from playing. Are they trying to say, yo, we're eliminated? Let the backup get in, get bare. I mean, what are we doing? I don't know what's going on in Cincinnati, but they ain't gonna move him, that's for sure. And if they do move him, they want a haul. Lastly, Tua Tagovailoa. They benched Tua Tagovailoa. Quinn Ewers is gonna get the start. What are your thoughts on Tua getting slapped and saying, yo, you gotta sit? Here's the deal. It was a long time coming, bro. It was a long time coming. He hasn't been the same QB, and it hasn't gotten better. He went on a little lull, a little run, but it's not the same, man. So where do you see him? He's gonna be like the lesser version of Russell Wilson, just traveling all over the place until he's not. And the unfortunate part is the Dolphins paid him. They paid him when they didn't have to pay him. They didn't need to. But they did. Why? So here he is. He's going to be getting paid boku dollars. He don't got to take another snap. And where he goes, who knows? Who knows where he's going to go? But listen, whoever takes him, he's going to be. I don't see him competing anywhere. I think they're going to have him as just a bridge. He's going to be like a Jacoby Brissett. That's the way I look at it. He'll be like a fringe starter because he can still throw the football. Let's not get it twisted. Unless he finds someone that really truly believes in him, like McDaniels did, which I don't know how many franchises are going to be like, yeah, I want to put all my eggs in a basket in that. He'll be a bridge guy. If something happens, he'll pop in, but maybe transition somewhere. But where would he go? The Raiders? Doubtful, right? They'll stick with Geno before they go with him. But he's accurate. He can throw with anticipation. But he ain't that dude, bro. He ain't that dude. He's not that dude. He's lost it. Now he's just gonna be a Jacoby Brissett type quarterback, in my opinion. Could be way off, but that's the way I look at it. Unless somebody was like, I believe in you. I'll fix your issues. I got a strong O-line. right? You're going to get protected. Nobody going to touch you. Just deliver the football. I got receivers. I just don't have a quarterback. What team is that? What team in the NFL has got an awesome O-line, great receivers, but ain't got no quarterback? I couldn't tell you who that is. Who is that? Honestly, I'm going to run through the teams and you let me know. So Broncos have a quarterback. Chiefs got a quarterback. Raiders, their O-line is poo-poo, so you're not going to see nothing over there, right? The Cardinals are moving on from Kyler Murray. They're not going to go over there. The Rams got a quarterback. 49ers good. Seahawks are good. Bucks are good. Saints are good. They like Tyler Shuck. He good. Panthers are good. Falcons are good. Right? Michael Penix. Then you got the Chicago Bears are good. The Lions are good. The Packers are good. The Vikings are good for now. Right? That would be the team that has receivers, that has the O-line, but the quarterback. But they're not gonna go to freaking Tagovailoa. They'll stick with JJ. Commanders are good. The Eagles are good. The Giants are good. The Cowboys are good. The Jets are the only team that's like up in limbo. They'll try to find themselves a quarterback. The Patriots are good. The Dolphins obviously are moving on. They're going to try to figure something out. And the Bills are good. Ravens are good. The Bengals are good. The Browns, they're trying to figure out what they got with Shedeur Sanders. I could not see them going with Tua. And the Steelers are good. Titans are good. Jags are good. Colts are good. Well, for now. Could he go to the Colts? They got a 44-year-old Phillip Rivers in there. They got Anthony Richardson. They don't believe in him. And they got a guy that just tore his Achilles, and he may not be ready to go next year. Would he go to the Colts? Can't see it. That would be the only place maybe you'd go. Colts. But that's not, I can't see it happening. So Colts or Falcons. Those are the only two. Decent O-line with the Falcons. Run game, receivers. They're not sure what they got at quarterback. Two teams. Maybe. The rest of them ain't looking this way. Maybe there's a backup. That's about it. My man Walt says, I'm not sure if I want the Ravens or the Pats winning this week. I'm starting to lean Pats, keep the Ravens out. So you're scared of the Ravens is what I'm getting. Scared of the Ravens is what I'm getting, brother. That's what I see. That's what I'm seeing. Let's let this week play out. And if we're going to look at it, let me just go take a quick peek here. But before I do, let me get super chat coming in from my guy, Signified No. It says, yo, blows my mind people won't watch bad NFL teams, but will watch college with 90% future accountant. Yeah, but there's a vibe. There's a different vibe. You know what I mean? College, you get to look at prospects. You know what I mean? It's college kids. Yeah, it's a vibe. It's rivalries and all that good stuff. But are you trying to watch the Broncos and the Chiefs for good football regarding Gordon Minshew and Lord knows who's Kareem Hunt? Give me a break, man. Ain't nobody trying to watch that. You trying to watch the Commanders and the Cowboys with Marcus Mariota? No, I'm good. I'm good on that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm good with just having my dinner and hanging out with my family. I'm good. My man Money Mitch, 13 months, baby. I see that, brother. Way better than 13 seconds. Oh, you a fool. Way better than 13 seconds. Love you, boys. By the way, Pats and Michigan suck. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. Totally with you. All right, let me see what we got. My man said, yes. All right, I hear you. He said, I'm scared of their run defense. The Ravens run defense. I mean, they seem to be they seem to be kind of finding themselves right now. So it'll be interesting. I mean, I don't really give a rat's who wins between the Patriots and the Ravens. I actually want the Ravens to win it just to shut the Patriots up even more. Like, that's how much I don't like these cats, man. Right? Shut them up even more to prove to you guys, y'all had a little cupcake schedule and y'all faced two teams with, MVP type quarterbacks. What you got? And you lost them both. So I kind of want that to happen. But I do understand what Walt's saying as well. He's saying our defense. Oh, okay. Yeah. Our run defense, I mean, I personally think has improved. With Shaq Thompson in, it has improved. But you're going to look at me and say, well, did you see how many yards we gave up last week? But if you really look at the two big runs that I'll give him the first one right up the middle. Nothing you can do about that. But that other one where he was bottled up, he had nowhere to go. We just didn't contain. That 60-yard run, that would have been easily bottled up because he had nowhere to go. If we just stayed in our lanes and we kept our gaps and we kept our contain, we bottled that brother up. So I truly believe we've improved defensively. And I honestly think that we're slowly finding ourselves defensively. It sounds crazy that I'm saying that, but I think we're slowly finding ourselves defensively because we've come a long way. Benford's playing at a high level. Cole Bishop is not a liability. He's an asset, and he's playing like a big dog. Jordan Poyer has been an asset to this back end of the defense. And Trey White, believe it or not, has been playing some good ball. So on that retrospect, that wasn't looking great. Now it's looking pretty damn good. And now you have Shaq Thompson that adds to this defensive mindset of stopping the run and having a new attitude on stopping the run. We may not be amazing at it, but we're getting better. We're getting better. That's all I'm gonna say. And all we got to do is get better, make the plays when you need to make the plays, and call it a day. Because let's keep it a buck. When the defense needs to step up and give the ball back to Josh, they've done it. They've done it the last couple games. And let's go back to the AFC Championship game. They gave the ball back to Josh with 3 minutes left. We just couldn't get it done. So the defense maybe, you know what I'm saying, they may give up a few plays here and there, but when push comes to shove and you need to make a stop, they end up give the ball back to Josh. And you've seen the results of it these last couple games, the Bengals being one of them and then the Patriots being another. So I truly do believe that they're getting better, slowly getting better, and they're finding themselves. And once we find that angle that we can, you know what I mean, be better on the run defense and do what we do on the back end and keep being opportunistic and giving the ball back to Josh, chef's kiss. Because let's not forget, man, just last year we were top 3 in takeaways. We had like 16 takeaways taken away by fumble recoveries and 16 interceptions last year. So we were an opportunistic defense. So we can find our opportunities in these next few games and into the playoffs. That's the way I'm looking at it. All right. That's my time, folks. I love that you guys are in here hanging out with your boy. I appreciate you guys very much. Smash that like before you get out of here. And have you guys made your sleeper bets? Have you guys made your picks? If not, let me help you out because I got a little something for you. So, folks, you already know what time it is. We are setting you guys up to get your $20 entry. And with that $20 entry, it's easy. Using the code BF25, you get a 100% match up to $100. Why not? Download that app, get into it, and go from there. I made my picks yesterday. You guys saw that. And I'm going to share with you my picks again. And you guys let me know if you guys are feeling it. And if you're not, too bad because the picks are in. The picks are in, and that's what's shaking. So let me share with you what I got, and we'll get it cracking. So here we are. You see it. Thursday night game. It's a big one. We're going to be all paying attention to see what Sam Darnold is going to do to these LA Rams. Stafford is the clear-cut MVP right now. And you know what? You got to give it to him. 37 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. And he's got, over 3,000 yards, pushing over, almost getting to 4,000. So he'll probably get there by the time the season's done. So I got Darnold going for passing yards over freebie. I'll take that. I got my guy, Matthew Stafford, going for 229 yards. You got me saying Tua Puka. Puka Nacua is that dude. So he's gonna do what he's got to do. And anytime touchdown to my guy Puka Nacua, you got to take it. You got to take it. So those are my picks. Let me know what y'all be doing, and if you're liking it, you know what I mean, smash that like. Let me know, and we'll get it cracking. So appreciate y'all, and let me get back to our regular scheduled program, and let y'all enjoy the rest of your evenings. So and we'll definitely catch up with y'all in a little bit. So we'll be back potentially Friday. Jeez, what am I doing here? Let me get rid of that. We'll be back on Friday, potentially. Let me kind of make sure because I got a lot of things going on. Actually, I won't be here because I got a Christmas party to go to. Is that Saturday? Yo, there's all these Christmas parties I'll be hitting. I'm sure you guys are gearing up for all these Christmas parties and get-togethers and all that stuff. So I'll let you guys know before we get it cracking. And Z-Bot's busy himself. He's got a baby. So we'll see. It's the holiday, so you might start seeing us slow down a little bit. But when it comes to the Bills, we'll try to always give you all the goods that you guys need to know. So we'll let you guys know ahead of time. So until next time, folks, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. We appreciate you. Smash the like before you get out of here. And if you have not followed us, go ahead and follow us, subscribe, all that good stuff. And follow us all on socials. And we'll go for there. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll catch you guys on the flip. It's your boy, and I'm gone. Let's go.